You may have seen Brad Pitt in movies such as Fight Club and Snatch, but this movie from 1997 called 7 Years in Tibet is one that may have gone under your radar. Anyways, it is a very interesting movie where Brad Pitt plays this Austrian mountain climber called Heinrich Harrier that may seem arrogant at the start of the movie, but when he finds this hidden paradise called Tibet, his whole approach changes, and we might just be a witness to one of Brad Pitt's best acting performances here. I just feel he lives himself into this role on a whole different level than what he has done in many of his other roles. In addition, you get stunning visuals of the capital city in Tibet, Lhasa, where you see these fantastic temples that have lasted a lifetime. I feel it is not only a movie about mountain climbing, but it is much focus too on the culture on Tibet, and this movie is really for those that like to know more about these monks and their different traits. In addition, you learn what it's like to be a Dalai Lama, the holy leader in Tibet. Much of the focus is also centered around the mountain climber Heinrich meeting with this young boy who is the leader in the second part of the movie, where he wants to learn about the whole world outside a remote region of Tibet. Here is also a moment where Brad Pitt shines, as now his arrogance from the start of the movie now is turned into a more warm personality, where he also appreciates the company of others. Although we are talking about Brad Pitt's most underrated movie here, we also gotta give a handout to David Tavlis, that co-stars with Brad Pitt in this movie as a fellow mountain climber on the Austrian team. The dynamic between them is quite good, and it is a dynamic that makes this movie enjoyable. Although Brad Pitt puts in a better performance than Tavlis, his acting performance should not be underestimated either, and the personality he manages to create in Peter Auf Schneider is one that calls for some really funny moments, ensuring that this movie never feels dragged in any way. I think Brad Pitt gives his all going into the role, and that's also one of the reasons why I feel it is his most underrated movie. You could compare a lot to his latest role in Babylon, but that's more the character we are used to see Brad Pitt play. I feel in this movie, as this mountain climber, he is more out of his comfort zone and plays so well in a role he does not normally play, as this more lonely, emotional guy that also suffers a divorce and a son that does not want to talk to him during this movie. Although this movie may in some snapshots feel like a drama movie, I feel it never bores you, and it is a tense affair that entertained me in a lot of moments. That's why I also was impressed on how they could make these events feel that entertaining, despite the feeling that true stories often can be quite boring.